Hello, everybody. Sorry we're a bit late. We're D&D Boyband. A group of friends all like D&D Pretty Boys because apparently it's not fantasy unless everybody's hot. My name is Jamie, and I'm one of the reasons we're late tonight. And joining me tonight are a group of fantastic D&D players. First of all, we do not, sadly, have Ben as Mercy, who I think has exams or after work something.
He's getting pissed, man.
Okay. Have fun.
Yeah, he has exams.
Food as Casimir.
No, neck pain was merely a setback.
I believe it's May Thy Knife Chip and Shatter if you're trying to do a Ben impression, but that's okay.
My shtick is X is merely a setback.
No, that was to give it credit. That is a shtick. I don't have one yet. I'm still thinking about it. If you get a good idea, just send it to me. I'll just pretend it's mine.
Size, come on.
Respectfully, I would like to dungeon.
And Luke as artists.
Vote green. Check out your local candidate. If you're not registered to vote, what an idiot.
Yes, not that, registered to vote, I guess. Anyone watching this? Before we begin, do we have any announcements?
When have I had an announcement? I don't announce things. I have nothing to say.
That's true.
Well, we're just here, and we're just here to roll dice and do stupid
what
shit.
Should I? Oh, actually,
we're not playing next week.
Yeah, that is an announcement. We're not playing next week because I'm getting old. Sorry.
Because Clued is turning 30. Woo!
And I have the pour back to already. I got a head start. Anyway, yeah. So we shan't play next Wednesday. It's Soz fams. We couldn't find a replacement day. So we will skip a week. Be back in July.
So, to catch everyone up to speed then on last week, you guys managed to continue to break in to the ziggurat, the Immaculate Ecclesiarchy, talk your way a little bit out with a little bit of you're going to have to show some faith and some trust now. You have agreed to go beneath the ziggurat down to the crypts to find out what has happened to the group of missionaries party that has gone down there to retrieve some objects and artifacts that are normally called upon in times of war. You have also found out that the Ecclesiarchy are indeed attempting to walk on Dominus, to invade on Dominus, march on Dominus. Walk on doesn't quite sound the same. And that they are attempting to recruit allies to this. You also found out that the Praetor seems to be, despite allied with the Sovereign Arbiter, is also perhaps playing both sides. There are probably some other revelations that I have forgot or can't really talk about the thing. But for now, you have made your way, guided by members of the Immaculate Ecclesiarchy, to the crypts. You have found the only evidence so far of what might have transpired, which is a leaflet to the circus. And you are now standing with kind of the musty air filling your nostrils, looking through the kind of daunting blackness ahead of you, under the crypts in the city of the dead, belonging to the Immaculate Ecclesiarchy, where they host and house some of their heroes. You know that coming down here and proceeding through this is a test of faith that is undertaken often as part of these rituals, but also the relics that were to be brought out are to be used potentially in their war. D&D Boyband.
So just to recap, that's a crypt we're outside and looking to head into, yeah?
You're inside. The doors have been shut behind you.
Yeah, it's too late. We're now
Damn,
locked in.
son, let me change up the tunes. Fuck, son.
Can I ask a question that is very important to me? Does the leaflet for the skeleton circus have anything exciting on it, like acts or any previews of what we are to see at the circus?
Sadly, and to your great disappointment, it is a very tasteful, artsy, modern leaflet that only has the date, the time, and what will be, and that the circus will be occurring there, and of course the proprietor himself, Gregarious Skellington.
This is like the most exciting.
Gregarious.
Like the fact it's tasteful is like probably more exciting than stupid act names for cast. Looking really excited and being like
so proud.
Well, look, let's get this over and done with, so we have plenty of time to, prepare ourselves for the main event.
It will not be lost on the more perceptive of you that you actually aren't alone down here.
Oh.
There's
That's not me.
another creature. Sorry.
Yeah,
This
that's
room,
also not
as you
me.
look, yeah, as you look around, it might be soon. As you look around, this room clearly doesn't look much like a crypt. It's almost designed to resemble a courtroom. The walls are adorned with tapestries depicting scenes of trials and judgment. Sorry, I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, trials and judgment. Sort of a tapestry between trials and judgment. There are kind of various benches laid out, but at the center of this are a set of scales, large ornate scales, balanced on a pedestal. There are various objects set to the side of this. The lighting is dim. There is a single beam of light that is only illuminating the scales, and there is an inscription on it.
What
Did
are
I
the puzzle instructions?
I can't remember last time. Did I perceive that some of the crypts or coffins around the area were perhaps looking a little shaken up?
You did not perceive that. There
Oh,
aren't any
I
crypts
remember that.
in this. Am I wrong? Am I lying?
Yeah,
can't
I remember
remember.
that as
I
well.
feel like there were some lids that were off or something.
That's all right. It's all right. If it's been retconned, it's been retconned.
That's
Something
fine.
with the
No. That's fine. There are crypts in here, and there is nobody inside them.
Cool.
Could I
Any bloods or just crypts?
Just crypts.
quickly fire off a Eyes of the Dead
Yes.
and see if they're Eyes of the Grave? Sorry, which any undead within 60 foot that is not behind total color.
There is nothing.
Pod's eyes flash green for just a moment. He kind of like pensively goes,
Chasm appears inside these open tombs and frowns and says, well, what am I supposed to reanimate if there are no bones left? Where are the corpses? This won't do.
Well, mate, what I'll say is we'll be saying about you shortly if you forget to check for traps when you walk into a crypt.
It was already open, and please, it's more like a courtroom than a crypt. Look at it.
DM, I would like to briefly check for trap.
You may indeed check for traps. Please make an investigation check.
I'm not so accustomed to the customs of this place, but is it normal for things to die and then
26, baby.
having us walk around their
26.
crypts?
Yeah,
I feel like it's not normal anywhere.
26. As you look around, there's no sign of traps. But I will say, with the 26, when the scales are giving off a vague hum and a slightly warm to the touch,
And,
clearly indicating they're magical.
and to Pod's question, this is the city of the dead, right? Would we have any reason to think that stuff would just go for walkies outside of crypts they were placed in? Or would this seem
Just get up
suspicious?
occasionally, stretch their legs, or
Your knowledge of that is that stuff like this is explicitly frowned on. The dead are expected to pass on and pass through here.
Well, no, Pod, given the general feelings of the city towards the undead and my beautiful art. No, they shouldn't be walking around. Oh,
bad
maybe
feeling about this.
we'll run into them later, perhaps.
It's generally not supposed to happen.
It does, it happens. Necromancy is only natural.
It's quite.
Nah, mate.
That's quite literally the opposite of what's generally true.
Well, it's only the case because the current prime deity says so, but Markle is still a god who naturally exists. The pantheon, the portfolio of undeath, is a very real one. So therefore,
Yeah, Tiamat is also a god. That doesn't mean that we listen to what they have to say.
No, but it's not like
Wait, hold on. Is there a Tiamat in this world?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like dragons are unnatural. And to be honest, it probably is quite natural for them to burn villages. We might not like that they do it, but it is natural.
I'll tell you where
But
it gets unnatural, mate. State pensions.
True. There is no divine niche for it.
Somebody, how does that affect the contractual obligations of the state to continue paying? If somebody lives into their senior years and then several hundred years beyond that, could bankrupt the nation.
Are there state pensions in this one?
Yeah, how does that
Oh, there
work
is
for
city
like
No.
elven
Have
societies?
social
and-
security nets? I was about to
There
say,
are no, there
are
are
there,
no, there are no state pensions.
I'm sure for soldiers who have served many glorious years as senior officers, perhaps.
Actually,
No.
they might have a form of a pension, or like something that's kind of like a
You can
proto
continue to
pension.
serve. You'll make money while you're serving, and then you go home and raise a family and till the fields. Keep
Die
working.
of die.
Starvation.
Yeah.
Well, what
exactly.
about widows?
Damn, what a world!
Yeah, widows are paid.
Wow. So if they come back, how does that affect the contract?
Well, then they don't get their pay, don't they?
Depends which faction.
Did you win the war or not?
Do
Yeah, true.
necromancers
Big true.
do necromancers commit like life insurance fraud quite regularly?
Is there
Like-
life
No.
insurance? That's a good question. What you're telling me is there's no precedent for it in the courts.
You guys want to start scamming? You can start scamming. I will support
We
that.
did that,
I've
there's-
discovered something of a
Life insurance fraud
loophole.
using
Casimir just like
necromancy.
whacks Arvis's arm and is like, I thought of a brilliant idea for a money-making scheme, Arvis. Let's talk about it later, but I think I have a unique set of skills perfectly positioned for it. Anyway.
Well,
Necromantic
about
life
that
insurance
another
fraud.
What does the inscription on the set of scales say, Jamie? What
The
does the
inscription
puzzle want
say,
us to
"Thou
do?
shalt thou shalt not scam."
Thou shalt not commit.
it
Egregious
says,
this place is
fraud.
balance-
cursed. Let's get out of here.
balance the scales of justice to proceed.
Okay, remind
You know,
us
Killing
what those
Ball
items
also
were,
has
just
scales.
to
There
know.
are items. There are various coins. There are statues. There are small rocks. They're next to this, kind of scattered around next on the altar.
And
I-
like looking at those objects, maybe that 26 or whatever it was investigation. So sorry, just quickly actually, the wording said just balance the scales, or did it say justice? Was anything implied?
Balance
Like,
the scales of justice to proceed.
yeah, okay.
What are the items?
Anything-
Do we have available?
There's a couple of statues, some coins, some small rocks next to them.
So there's coins and just rocks. That's all we got.
Are there feathers?
What looks like it will
Statues.
fit.
Are there feathers and pivoting?
Sure,
parts of
there are
it?
feathers too. Yes.
Okay, feathers aside. So there's coins and there's
Yep.
statues.
Yep.
How big statues? We're talking like little kind of like
little
Oscar-sized
like
statues.
small carves, like probably
Yeah,
like
like little
bottle
busts
size.
kind of deal.
like bottle-sized statues.
Okay, cool. Like an Oscar. Got it.
Yeah,
Wait,
And
what
what
are
are the statues of? Sorry.
of
Yeah.
people. They're kind of old. They're quite worn. The scales themselves are very old and worn as well.
You know, if it's tier, it's probably something to do with like, you know, some sort of one of tier. Lessons.
save it to
You know, and he like
26.
pokes Quan, and he goes, you know, like a man's life is worth a certain amount of coin or something like that. Not like that. That doesn't sound very tier like.
So looking at the I'll say looking at with the 26, looking at the scales, there are further engravings to do with kind of tiers teaching about fairness, equality, equity, justice on the scales.
Are there any
I mean-
differences in like the statues? Are there like rich looking statues? Are there
All quite worn away. You can't make out the features.
How many statues are there?
3.
Oh, there are only 3.
You could attempt to balance the scales. I would probably just need a basic wisdom roll for that, using what's available to you.
I
can
would
roll
like to
wisdom,
attempt to balance the
but-
scales based on like man
Just your
versus
character,
coin.
just handing them, weighing them, just like fiddling around. I'll let you just try. As characters, I'm not going to ask you to magically like mind game this.
Mind game it. I just don't feel
Well,
like it's man versus coin. You know what I mean? Oh, I feel like it's man versus coin, but I don't feel like it's how'd you put it? Like
I
equal
think it's
man,
man
versus
versus man,
weight
but there's 3 of them, so
weight of gold. What one
Well,
man
there are
is worth
coins, there
3
are
men?
rocks. So who's rolling a wisdom check to kind of just balance this?
me. Or Eski, do you want? Can it
Yeah,
be
yeah, I
multiple
can do it.
or what?
Yeah, be as many people, whoever you
Can I
want.
give myself
Okay.
guidance?
Yeah.
Of course,
Sure,
just
in
be
that case,
literal weight. Just try
Okay, all right,
2
it's a great
rocks.
start. It's a 7 plus a.
I'll give Psy guidance. So you get a D4 Psy.
Okay, I got a flat 10.
Jamie,
Truly
considering this
average
is,
job.
I'm assuming this is tiers scales, seeing as they're just
Yep.
the scales. Do I get advantage given he's my god?
Yes, you may indeed.
Thank you. It's my straight wisdom check.
Yep.
Whiz. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, +0. Joy.
My passive perception is getting pretty nutty at the moment.
Ah, yes. The Paladin of Tyr rolls a natural 1
I
you
rolled
get
a 2
on
as well.
the Tyr scale.
With
You
advantage.
get advantage. You get advantage. You get
Oh,
advantage.
Oh shit!
What?
Okay, yeah, I forgot.
Wait, I'm
about
not
that.
seeing these rolls. Am I done? Where
15
I can hear
plus
them.
What's it even? Oh,
3.
18 DM.
And to give you that guidance, what Arvis does is he holds up a little statuette, goes to and goes, "This smells so peculiar. What do you reckon?" And sort of hands it your way to sniff.
Quan just looks at the musty old thing and just jerks his head away. I can't smell anything in particular, Arvis. I'm afraid my sense of smell is not quite as acute as yours.
Right.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Or does it?
So with an 18, you are able to balance the scales roughly. They kind of tilt back and forwards, and you reckon the weight is perfect for a single second, and then the scales almost seem to jut unnaturally upwards. Whenever you believe you've got it perfect, the scales almost seem to react as if to push one away.
No, it's
Cool.
I
not.
told you, it's not about
So
weight.
It's
we've
not
got-
a weight problem. It's
about fairness.
Well, we've got
Quality.
statues of people, and we've got gold.
At Pod's words, scales grow ever so slightly.
they
Grow.
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 No glow.
Oh,
ever so
it's
slightly.
grow. It's
It's
getting
not
bigger.
about that. It's
Every
about
time you get
fairness.
excited, they get a little larger.
As Pod says fairness, Casimir just pulls this face like it's a concept too alien to him, and he just.
Fair? What is fair?
What do you mean fairness? What even
Wait,
is
it's like a tier
fairness?
thing.
Who decides
looks
what's
over it.
fair? Why does Tyr decide what fairness is? Ridiculous.
I mean, he's a god. He's like the god of fairness. This is what he does. It's kind of his thing, you know?
How does he decide what's fair and what isn't?
I mean,
Well,
he's a
it's
god. I don't really question
biased.
his
Fair to me, mate.
I don't think
Well, it's
one
not unfair
person...
to him, and that's what's important because he gets to choose what's fair or what's not.
I don't think one viewpoint can ever be truly fair. That's just my perspective.
Well, you can take that up with Tyr if you want to, but
I think I
personally-
will.
But either way, semantics aside, I think we need to weigh like the coins against the people. What
Now,
would Tyr think one man's worth is? 1 coin?
but the
2
nice
coins?
answer is immeasurable, and there are no number of coins that could be the worth of a man's life, let alone 3.
What if you put half the people on one, half on the other, and then split the coins evenly?
But we have 3
What happens
people.
if Pop walks up, he tries to put one statue on each side of the scale? Just doesn't matter which statue, just 2 of the statues of the 3.
Nothing happens. It jots.
Turns out people aren't equal. according to
Maybe we could make up some narratives about these faceless statue men. This guy is a sinner and he plonks it on one side. These 2 guys are really nice and he puts them both on the other side. No?
Quan, could you roll a wisdom check for me?
Well, you know what, DM? If I roll low, I'm just putting all the rocks on one side and all the people on the other. That's my
People are worth rocks. I like it.
wisdom.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Oh, baby.
What is
Could everyone
fair?
else? Could everyone
Let's
else
get-
mute for a second?
Mute.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wait, I
Mute
don't know
or
how. Oh, I
deafen,
have to.
sorry,
I have to
deafen?
take my thing off. Okay, wave at me.
Everyone
Mute
muted?
or deafen.
Mute or deafen?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Quan, Zai,
Yes. Yes.
you are aware that justice in the eyes of Tyr and in the eyes of this go beyond the simple physical manifestation of justice. It's not about balancing, it's not about material, it is about achieving equality and fairness through words and deeds. You know that it isn't that you can't just balance the scales. That's equality. You see equity, justice. You know that the true puzzle isn't that. It is about demonstrating that you understand what justice is, and that's not balancing the scales. So you must speak aloud the tenets and words that lead you to that conclusion. Okay?
So I get what you're saying.
Okay.
So, in short, justice isn't just some physical thing that you can weigh up. I'm trying to think how I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I can't use your flowery wording, Jamie.
Okay. Well, thank you, but it's not. What? Try to say it to me and we can go back.
No, as in I'm asking you, like, it makes sense, but kind of like, can you say it?
Yeah. So what you're going to say is that when you look at this,
No,
it's justice. Okay, fine. I'll say it. Justice isn't about the material, not the like making sure everybody's even. Justice is about fairness and righteousness, and that isn't always equality. It's equity, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You have a realization that Tyr is not about making everybody equal, it's about making everything fair, and those are two different things. Right? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Come back.
Those were some funny old facial expressions going on, guys.
Okay, no, but here's the thing, like, Jamie's trying to be, like, all poetic and be like, tell me what to say, and I get the concept of it, but I'm also sat here being like, but how does that make sense, though?
Look, you are Tyr's guy. Whatever you say is what Tyr says.
I was busy posting a meme. Sorry.
Oh, let's go look at the in Discord.
Yeah. That's what I saw the whole time.
Hey, chat, join the Discord to look at sick memes that Eski posts, and also Jen, and also me, and also... Yes, actually, yeah, that is what the cameras look like.
This is all I could think the whole time. It was just like, he's like asking questions, being like, wait, what do you mean?
It's bro with a whiteboard and a pen going at turbo speed.
Okay, it really wasn't that hard to understand, so this is actually on me, but, like, yeah, let's go with that one.
Yep. It's fine, blame me.
Always blame the DM.
so does Quan understand?
Quan understands. Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Well, we're all still trying to balance people and coin and people and people against more people.
Casper's like, maybe we should get on the scales. Maybe this is measuring up against each other. Maybe I should sit on one side.
It's true.
And
But have we
you-
considered how much value a rock might be in coin?
Well, no. If I
feel
sit
like that's the
on
one
one
combination
side,
we have not tried yet.
I sit on one side, and you all sit on the other side. So it's sort of my worth versus all of yours. How about that?
And if that doesn't work, we can try
DM,
you
was the-
versus rocks.
Yes. Well, I'm sure I would win versus rocks. It's a competitive thing, right? It's good.
What if we add even more rocks?
How many rocks am I worth?
But Jamie, didn't you say that, like, equality was Tyr's thing?
Isn't equality relative?
Justice is Tyr's thing.
Okay, but okay, maybe I'm misremembering. I swear you just said that.
Equity and equality are two different concepts. Making everything equal doesn't necessarily make everything fair.
It's just like, Quan, you look really troubled. What are you thinking?
Wow.
So I can't wrap my head around it because really, I mean, we have gold, we have people, but we don't know who the people are. We don't know what they've done. In fact, we can't even see their face. How could we possibly know which side is justice? I mean, it's all about fairness, but how could we possibly measure that?
Right, they're just rocks. What's fair about a rock? It's just a fucking stone.
What if we put all the people on one side and nothing on the other? Because they're not actually worth anything.
Well, right, all of this is just material wealth. Material wealth doesn't really mean shit when it comes down to it, so maybe we just put it all on one side and who cares?
I mean, perhaps we
Wow.
don't have to put anything on the scales. Perhaps we have to envision fairness onto the scales. Perhaps we blow on the scales, and Quine is just like staring intently at the scales.
Let me imagine fairness. And he imagines this really graphic version of him, like, committing regicide and ruling over Sacramento with an iron fist. Yes. Yes. Good.
DM, I have a question.
I'm
Can
so
I
ready to
ask,
fail you. Okay. At the
Can I ask?
concept. Yeah, sorry, yes, go ahead.
How many coins are there, and like, what's the overall value of the coins?
Still the coins.
Several silver. There's a lot of copper coins.
3 silver. Arvis goes to put one person on one side with 1/3 of the coins, and 2 people on the other with 2/3 of the coins.
Okay. No, they joke again. However, at the idea that there is nothing that the scales and balancing them has nothing to do with justice or fairness, and that in reality, fairness and justice are not about equality. It's not about making everything equal. It's about achieving equity, which is just about what Quan
I
got
think
to.
you've just really shown your hand there. I think you've just really shown yourself there as a bad person. That's what that means.
Did you just say you hate equality?
Is Tyr a communist? I'm failing to understand.
No. Right. So, okay, to get too into social programming,
I
like
know, equity
the left
and
wing, and left-wingism, left wings does not seek equality.
I
It
know,
seeks
I know, equity,
You
I
should
know, I
know
know.
this.
I know
I
the
am very
diagrams.
much trolling. It's okay.
I know we're being silly, Jamie.
Just being a silly meme.
I will end this fucking stream.
You
Oh,
can't.
but I will leave. I
I'm
will
the
leave.
stream.
Legally, I will leave.
The stream ends when I press the button.
The lesson you're supposed to learn,
Look at me, Irish.
the balancing is not the point.
I don't like it.
Quan has learnt the lesson. So we shall see. The doors open up behind, and there is a faint meow from the other room.
A cat
Ahead of you.
noise?
There is a
Like a
cat
cat?
noise. There is a meowing.
Did I just hallucinate the sound of a cat?
No, I heard it too.
Really? Do you think it's Malik come back to haunt us?
Can I check it?
That sentence, Arvis
As the
pulls
door
out his,
opens, I want to
hand
use eyes.
crossbow.
I want to use Eyes of the Grave again. Is this cat undead?
This cat is undead. However, as it appears, you see it like think around. It is of golden fur, amber eyes, looks to be slightly glowing. And
Sorry, DM.
yes.
I have a question. Can I double check to make sure all of the gold is there and that Arvis hasn't taken it?
You can indeed check.
Casmate, that cat is dead.
Really? Quan, it
Yeah.
sort of looks like you. It's all golden and glowing.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Well, sure, but it's a cat. It's a very nice one.
It's definitely a cat, but it's also definitely dead.
The
Is-
cat will walk over to
Right,
you
so-
all and kind of rolls over, revealing its belly and kind of paws upwards slightly.
Is it fluffy or is it like a sleek?
It's very fluffy.
Oh, look at it. It's so cute.
Well,
It's a sign of bad luck, mate.
Belly. Oh, and Quan just goes to pet his belly.
Yeah, it like immediately like makes like happy squirming, starts purring, kind of holds on, like not like clawing, but like holding onto your hand a little bit while you're doing it.
He like picks it up and he's like, "Oh, who's a good cat?" And he looks really awkward with the cat, but he's like doting on it.
See, isn't necromancy nice? We wouldn't be having the sweet moment with the dead cat if not for it.
The cat is warm. The cat doesn't give any indication other than the spell that was cast by Pot that it is undead.
As soon as Casimir reminds him 30 seconds later that it is in fact dead, he kind of stops cuddling it and puts it slowly on the ground.
Casimir immediately picks
It's
it up and
definitely the
gives it a cuddle.
healthiest looking dead cat I've ever seen.
You're so sweet. Is it a cat that likes being held? Is it chilling or is it?
Yeah. It's chilling. It's like happily resting in Quan's arms. It almost like half goes to sleep for a couple of seconds.
In Casimir's arms.
Oh, I thought you were holding it still. Sorry.
It's been
Yes,
put down
yeah,
and
Casimir.
retrieved.
Yeah. It like it starts like drifting off.
So, do you think the cat is part of the circus or here for a reason?
Sort of looks like a golden tear cat, if I had to guess.
Well, it's not very funny, so I don't think it's part of the circus.
Are dead cats a thing?
No, I mean, no, but I mean, you know, animals. There are animals in a circus, and we saw the circus flyer.
I'm sure everyone in the City of the Dead has a circus flyer on them. I'm sure the paladins that were sent down here had one and just dropped it on the way in. So nice.
Normally they have
Yes.
quite like exciting animals, you know?
This is exciting,
not
he
house
says
cats.
too quickly and too defensively.
No, I don't.
loudly.
You know, I'm not saying that it's not. It's a very nice cat, even though it's dead. It's a very nice cat, but you know, like if I went to the circus and I saw like a pig, I wouldn't be so impressed.
Depends if the pig was a zombie pig. Some people might be very excited by that.
True.
Quan, are
I guess
cats a thing in Tyr's teaching? Is this a friend of the crypt, or...?
Well, I'm sure cats are in Tyr's teaching, so I'm sure cats existed in the world when Tyr's teachings were written.
But there are no specific myths or things about cats? DM.
No, nothing specific linking cats. If anything,
Good
dogs
to
are more
hear.
associated with Tyr. Faith, justice, loyalty.
Which are all traits that cats exhibit?
Some cats.
Wanted to say that?
how do cats exhibit faith?
Specifically ragdolls, which are very lovely.
Uncle
So the
James
next room.
chatting you.
The next room, as you perhaps carry the cat that at this point has nuzzled into your shoulder and is gently purring away, it is a dimly lit room with tapestries on the outside. So again, all of this crypts, like the tapestries seem relatively well preserved, depicting various acts from legends, defeated armies surrendering, prisoners being led away, and at the center of the room is a stone structure. Again, there are crypts here. Some of them are still filled. This room seems to be less clearly plundered or whatever has happened. I'd say about half of them are filled. There is a very soft sound, almost sounds like music being played from far away, slightly sorrowful. There is again in this stone structure in the middle another inscription that says, prove your commitment to compassion. Justice demands sacrifice. And there is a dagger laying on the altar.
Okay, guys, well, I can tell you one thing. We don't kill the cat.
Casimir's grip tightens around the cat and he just gives the rest of the group nasty expressions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, for getting the last puzzle correct, Quan, you are granted a small set of scales that appear in your hand. Should you wish to use them, it gives you advantage on intelligence for the next 24 hours. On intelligence,
I fucking need it, dude.
yeah,
IRL.
intelligence investigation check for the next 24 hours.
They
Should
work
you need it, or you can
IRL.
give it to
I
somebody
need
else.
I need that.
I will show you. Anyway, sorry. Back to the sacrificing the cat. Yes.
Can't just spoiler it like that, man. Like,
As a minute, don't look like that. The cat's already dead. We couldn't possibly sacrifice it.
That's
yeah,
true.
but maybe that's why it gets sacrificed, because it's already dead, so you can kind of like recycle it, you know?
We would achieve nothing stabbing this poor cat. Does this room have things for the cat? Are there like little toys? Are
No.
there?
Is there like a place that looks like a sacrifice should be done, like a bowl, like an offering?
Yeah,
for,
like a
blood
stone
or
altar in
something?
the center. You notice on the stone tab there are some like blood marks and a dagger.
Okay, I've read about something like this. And Pod walks up, picks up the dagger, and he nicks himself on the finger and drops a drop of his own blood into the stone thing.
No effect.
We probably need a bit more than that. Quite merrily, he walks
He
over and
goes-
stabs.
he goes, You think?
Yes.
Okay.
He
kinda, like,
takes the
puts
dagger.
himself
Picking up the
again?
dagger. Picking up the dagger.
Yeah.
Looking at it closely, you notice that it's pristine. Your skin may well be the first it has drawn blood from.
Okay, well, I mean, that wouldn't stop him from cutting his finger
No,
and
no,
trying to
that's
put a little
fine.
bit of blood in the thing. Is it still pristine after I cut? Like, does the blood, or is it now?
Yeah, the
got a bit
dagger
of blood
almost
on it?
seems to evaporate it. But as your blood drips onto the altar, nothing other than, I'd say perhaps you feel there's, can't help but shake it, but you feel like you're back at whatever the equivalent of school was for Tholaloom, and one of your teachers is giving you a disapproving look.
Oh, not again.
Can you repeat the
Damn, I already thought I sussed that one.
Can you repeat the inscription, please?
Prove your commitment to compassion. Justice requires a sacrifice.
I thought it would be self-sacrifice, to be perfectly honest, but apparently I was wrong.
Maybe we just need to
Well-
self-sacrifice harder.
Well, are you implying we should end our own lives on this?
Not that hard. Somewhere between a drop of blood and killing yourself.
I think we should maybe try a few more things before we go to that one. Like, we could leave that as a potential last chance kind of thing, but, to jump straight to that conclusion
The
seems
cat
like a
has
bad idea.
jumped. It kind of squirrels and tries to jump out of your arms. Do you let it?
Oh, yeah. Where does it go?
It goes and jumps and sits on the altar.
Oh, do
Kind
you
of curls up and begins sleeping.
do you fit
Look,
here?
it wants to die.
Are
The cat
you
yearns for the
sitting
knife.
here because you fit? Yes.
The cat yearns for the knife.
My patron in Sacramar had cats. 2 Tressims and 3 non-winged versions. Very sweet. They followed me around.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a test. Like, don't kill the cat, hurt yourself instead. Self-sacrifice. But maybe it is just straight sacrifice and we kill the cat.
But
But he can't kill it because it's
Mate,
already dead.
cat's undead. It's already gone, mate.
But
It's
if
not
we
its
kill the
first
cat,
rodeo, if you know what I mean.
how is that a show of compassion? Is that what the inscription says? I've forgotten already.
Yes. Prove your commitment
don't
to
know, maybe
compassion.
you have
Offer a
to
sacrifice to show your devotion.
Sometimes sacrifice something that you love for the greater good.
Killing
He says with a shrug.
defenseless little fluffy thing doesn't feel compassionate at all, does it?
Yeah, but isn't that the
Right,
point?
Casimir, in we go.
Well, outside of cutting myself, I feel like we either got to kill the cat or one of us.
How much stabbing did Pod do on himself?
I'd say
It was just like a little bit. Like, it was a slight cut on the hand, like it bled a bit. When it stopped doing anything, he gave himself a, you see him like kind of tap a little bit. Gold energy comes out of his hand and he heals it back up again.
Jamie, I feel like I probably have a fairly intimate knowledge of like how much HP a cat has, right? Like
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay, so could I use Vitality Shift, my Necromancer feat, to withdraw from myself the amount of life energy, blood magic, that is equivalent to that of what a cat may contain?
And put it where?
Siphon it into.
Okay. I'm just going to ask the group in general, are you going to sacrifice the cat if I keep saying no to things?
I mean,
not.
it will rise in priority the more that things fail.
Fluid cannot sacrifice the cat.
No, I don't
Harvest
think
will
so.
500% sacrifice the
can do
cat.
Casimir likes cats. He was angry at Silver killing his cat.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just to slightly get this over with. Yeah. Because I feel that's working in that direction anyway. As you walk over and you stroke the cat and you talk about everything else you can do other than sacrifice the cat does indeed poof out of existence. And the doors up ahead slowly reveal open. And the inscription changes entirely to true justice is standing up, even in the face of authority.
Otter like wipes his
Was
brow a
not to
little
kill
bit.
the cat.
Oh boy. I feel like killing the cat would have been a really bad idea.
Right.
I'm glad we didn't. Even though it's already dead.
You
You may get the sense that some of this dungeon may be
don't hurt cats.
infested, but the other part is designed to teach and
Here's lessons.
demonstrate Tyr's lessons.
What an arrogant god, man. So patronizing,
Okay,
condescending.
I think what we should actually do is just whatever Quan wants. Seems to be the right answer.
Quan is still confused. He's looking at the inscriptions and he's looking at like where you cut your finger and just like, wow, that was quite potent. It's so strange there was a delay there though.
So hang on, Tyr's teaching is telling us that we should stand up in the face of authority, and Tyr is self-styled as an authority telling us what justice is, but real justice is ignoring him. Is that what I'm to take from this?
How wise.
Tyr isn't an authority figure, Casimir. Tyr is a teacher.
Father figure.
I don't fucking know.
Teacher,
No, you're
god,
there. You're nearly there. I'd say Quan, Tyr is teaching you or has shown you that you don't you stand up for what you believe is correct and what justice is, even in the face of him.
So if you put
your real shit.
Casimir and Clued together, we're correct.
Yeah, basically.
Wait, what's your intelligence, Casimir?
21.
Oh. Why are you acting like a dumbass?
His wisdom is 8.
It's like the reverse of me.
Yeah.
He's book good.
Casimir's smart,
math
Pod is
well.
wise.
Yeah, you know how like computer science people are like
Really smart, but like
really
yeah,
dumb
street
at the
smart
same
in
time.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that.
Ahead. The next chamber. This is much longer than the others. These have been small rooms. Clearly, the only purpose of those have been the test. This is more a crypt. This is more what you would have expected when you came down here. A small inscription on the side reads the Hall of the Honored. It's a long, grand corridor lined with tombs. Each mural above them depicting, presumably, their heroic deeds or what they would do. The air, perhaps once, thick with reverence, all of you feel slight unease. There is something off with this room. All of you feel it as the air and temperature suddenly drops.
I would like to
Torchlights
once again, Rise of the Dead, when available. Cue it up.
There's a thin layer of mist that permeates this room that you don't imagine is supposed to be here. And as you scan it, Pod, the whole room lights up.
Oh boy. Like when I say the
Is that
whole
for
room, I mean
undead?
like I can see how many potential.
So it's not
Undead
the sense
beings?
that there's a single that there's not lots of ones. There is a single undead entity, which is the fog, which begins to kind of almost coalesce or claw at your feet.
He tries to kind of like back off away from the mist. Does it like follow?
It attempts to follow, but as it gets like further away from whatever seems to be generating or its source, it kind of gets weaker and weaker until it is just fog that kind of just trails off.
That mist is not good news. It's bad news. Very bad news.
In what capacity?
As in, it's undead. Dark energy.
Fun.
By all
Source?
means, you can go look at it if you would like.
I do quite
I
want to.
personally recommend you keep your distance, but you know, I can't stop you.
As a necromancer DM, what might I believe could be the source of such a thing? Would this be like emanating from a particularly spooky tomb? Would this be a creature in of itself? What's going on?
This would be a defense. You know that the soul or energy of a creature has been put here to impede others. You know that the fog will attempt to stop those who move through it. I'd say that this is a fairly common defensive spell or enchantment that you'd be aware of as a practitioner.
Hmm.
Well, you know, it's just a bit of defensive mist. You know how it is.
I have not come across this defensive mist before.
And do these things have like a? Can I like Arcana check for like a like an off button? Is there a? How does one get past?
So you can make an Arcana check for that.
Okay, 19.
19. Yeah, you know that there will be a source of this. The soul of whatever, or the generator, the power, will be somewhere in this room, and you will need to destroy it, turn it off, do something to it.
Convey this to the party. Sort of like a low-key phylactery, really. Obviously, it's not a lich, but it's sort of like a mini.
And I with Eyes of the Grey, I didn't see where it was kind of pouring from. Anyway,
No.
sad.
Uh,
Made life too easy.
Make a
Wouldn't it?
perception check for me.
Sure. That was a nat 1, so I saw absolutely nothing.
You don't know.
Nice. We get a lot of nat 1s as a party, don't we?
I got that 20 earlier. The solve the scales puzzle.
Well, it's and what else is in this room? Sorry, it's like little crypties, little tombs.
Yes, this is, as I said, the Hall of the Honored, and it seems to be predominantly crypts and tombs on the side.
Wait, what does Casimir relate to us?
The cause of the mist is like a soul, or it's like an enchantment. It's like a defensive mist, and it will have a source that we can destroy.
The meanness in our own hearts.
Wow.
Sadly, the spooky necromantic dog does not respond to heartfelt lessons as the previous rooms.
So,
The
Quani,
power of friendship is not at play here.
I'm sort of getting non-tier vibes from this room. Would that be an accurate summary? Do you identify with anything going on in here?
No, I definitely do not.
Dim, what might I think would have... Like, this doesn't feel like a very tier thing to have in a tomb, right? So this feels like an outside intervention has created this.
Perhaps, as well, maybe Quan, there's like a surge of anger. This, as the more you look at it, this feels like a desecration.
I get the feeling we aren't the only people in here. And this is not a test. In other words, it will kill us if we, mess it up.
This is something we can solve with violence. And he looks quite gleeful at that.
I'm not going to say
I
no.
couldn't possibly understand why someone would want to do this. It's incredibly disrespectful, and he's like looking at the mist, sadly. Do I see anything? Any spooky things? Any glowing things?
Make a perception check. there are, so like the way it's laid out is there are tombs along the side and there are tombs along the middle. The mist is only about waist high. You could, what I say, some of the more dexterous amongst you realize you could attempt to jump tomb to tomb.
Can I check?
Upon
have we
realizing that,
ascertained what the nature of the mist was, like what it would do? Sorry.
Casimir
Or just know
rolled.
it's
What
bad
did you roll on
juju?
Arcana?
19.
19. This does have various effects. It could be that this is an alarm system. It could be that it will drain vitality from the people, someone who stands in it longer. It could be that it drains over time, begins to pull kind of energy and lifetime out of people. It's not so like one of 3 variants, neither of which you probably want to deal with.
Can I summon Mateus and have him walk into it to find out for us?
And indeed, yes.
Mateus
Quan,
and
what's
his
your roll on
infinite
perception?
life energy.
10.
10. You don't. The mist is probably coalescing more around the center of the room, around a couple of kind of open tombs, but not. You can't pinpoint exactly which one.
There's something in the center. I can't see. It seems to be where the energy might be coming from, and he points to the crypts in the middle.
Mateus is summoned, and you see him kind of grudgingly look over at Casimir, look around. We had a deal.
Did we? Do we, DM? Do we have a deal?
I think you said you weren't going to summon him anymore.
Oh, I told the
Well, did
Archon
you
that I
change that?
wasn't gonna summon.
Yeah, I think Mateus was there at the time.
Oh, well, sure, I told the Archon I wasn't going to summon you, but clearly I have a need. Besides, you know what happens when I don't. Neither of us want that.
Getting painful.
Right.
Fine. He kind of like does an elaborate bow. How can I be of service?
And trigger the trap. Find out what happens.
Okay. He takes one step in, and all of the mist begins swirling up and slams into one of the crypts, one of the tombs. And the lid slides over.
Ooh. Well, that's our
Did you just get
source.
in? Did you just get entombed?
And like Mateus looks around at his feet and kind of shrugs. He's taken no damage.
Did you feel anything?
No.
Is there a way out of this room? Is it?
Further back, you can see it.
Detect nice and bad. Is there a
Nice and
person-shaped thing in the crypt now?
Yes. There is.
Like, what, a person-shaped energy slash...
Entity. No, yes.
If we approach this particular tomb, is there a name? Is there anything identifying about it?
Are you walking into the room?
Well, I think if the mist has gone, then Casimir will probably shrug and walk up to Mateus and pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Good job," and just cheerfully stride over to the spook went in.
Okay. The tomb reads Sir Alistair Valen, otherwise known as the Protector. There's a short blurb, a knight of unparalleled bravery and unwavering compassion, known throughout Bukai for his dedication to the teaching of Tyr, believed true strength lay in the ability to show mercy and to protect the innocent, led many successful campaigns against Abaddon's empire.
Well, and he sounds just like you. Except for the known throughout Lukai bit. We're not quite there yet, but...
I couldn't possibly compare myself to someone who's done something so great. Casimir, that's preposterous.
You saved the Stormlands and have fought against Abaddon's empire, so your list of achievements stacks up. And you make a great nut trail mix thing, not that I would know, referring to being snubbed at the snack distribution.
One does look slightly guilty at that. I apologize, Casimir. I was feeling momentarily upset at your behavior. I will make you snackies when we are back at camp.
That's fine. I think most people are habitually and quite frequently upset at my behavior. Only momentarily, though, I hope. Can we leave the tomb room? Is it locked?
As you're all standing around talking, a kind of gauntleted hand with a wrist on it kind of opens up and pushes the thing to one side.
This is Sir
and
Alistair.
Yes, and could you all
Ah.
roll initiative? And
Because
get
was
on
like,
rolls for
hello,
initiative.
Sir Alistair.
Mm,
Solid 8.
Everybody get on roll 20.
Shit. I've updated the over. I'm on roll
Combat.
20, but it's still the ritual.
Is it? I thought I updated it.
Did you do it in
Mine's on
D&D
it, link.
Boyband, not Lakai?
I did do it in D&D Boyband, not the Kai.
It is a little confusing that we have two, which are both very appropriately
Yeah.
named.
So, as you prepare to fight Sir Alistair, and I will need several moments to re-prepare.
No,
if that's
we
what
can
you
just go on D&D Boyband. You don't need to re-prepare
We
anything.
can
We
log
just
into that.
open a different thing.
have. Okay.
I see
let me see if I can.
a
Reusing
brown little map.
No, that's not. Is that correct? Yeah, this should be correct. Put it in the center.
Yeah. Is it like a map
It
with
is
a
somewhat
bunch
grainy.
Is it? No, that's not grainy.
It is somewhat low quality.
Wait, it looks good to me.
Oh no, I zoomed in and zoomed out, and it fixed that.
I've just done that and it's not fixed.
Okay. Put Sir Alistair where his tomb is, where you would be around him, please.
He's got such a reassuring photo.
Where did we
Sarah.
come from? Did we come from the south or?
The sun
He
south
looks
south.
like
Yes.
a real nice guy.
Yeah.
Look, he was okay.
He was a great guy.
Wait,
Great guy.
we only have... I have Aku in here.
Our tokens, that's what we need to update.
It's got old tokens and new tokens.
What?
For some reason, I can see Pod.
Okay, I can quickly remake this in the other one.
I can't see anyone. I can play Baku.
Right, fine. We will use the wrong tokens.
I feel like
Why is mine correct?
I won. I can see Baku, but I can't. Oh, I can see Casimir. Hello.
Third order. Let's add in.
Well,
Wait,
I mean-
how
oh,
are
yeah,
you
we-
seeing this? I only see Asgore Ghost, Krim, Problem Character, Rashaval, Spiritual Weapon, Zug, and Baku.
Maybe I can't see your characters, but I mean, can you see me on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it like imports other characters that you have,
I mean,
as well as ones that we made up.
Asgore and Ghost are not mine.
I'm
Okay,
not sure.
initiative rolls.
I
Baku.
just did. Back.
16.
16. Casimir Crossley. Odd.
16.
16. For the purposes, you can imagine Mercy's involvement. Luke, have you got a character
Imagine.
or not?
Not yet. My shit's
I don't play this
slowing
game
down
to
and freezing,
imagine.
so-
What are you
Okay,
on about?
I've added Arvis. Your initiative roll, please.
Yeah, sorry, my thing's freezing up. Give me a sec. And it's still frozen. Refresh that thing. Nah, it's up to some nonsense right now. I just press return. What does that do? Yeah, fixed it. Classic. Iniziative. Looks all right. 17.
17. Okay, so you are mostly faster than him. So as he kind of like pushes out, erupts out from the coffin, Arvis, you have first move.
And like, is this combat music time, DM?
You're in combat
I'm on combat.
with undead
okay,
fallen knight of Tyr.
Okay, well that's great. That's great, guys. Good going.
But you wouldn't sacrifice them, right?
No way. Why would you even consider doing such a heinous thing?
Exactly. That was the whole point.
You couldn't possibly.
Oh shucks.
Also, what kind of person would you be if you try and self-sacrifice even the most minimal amount and then just immediately think, well, that didn't work. We should probably just kill the cat.
The cat just wants to be murdered. It's just...
It yearns for the knife, Atta.
It yearns for the mines.
What's the lighting in this room, DM? Saying?
Fairly well lit.
Yeah, always with that nonsense. I'm in a crypt, for God's sake.
Okay, fine. I will do dynamic lighting, and Clue will hate it. And let's go. I would say there are many shadows. It is dim light. Dim light, yeah, it's dim light. You can all have dark vision.
With this, Arvis will move to this corner. And he'll probably shout something film appropriate like, "Looks like we got company," or something ridiculous. So it's a high action with a bonus action. And then I'm going to use my mine action to make well, I've assumed I've hidden. Should I make a stealth roll?
You can. You do have disadvantage on it though, as erupts out, all of you are suddenly filled with an aura of despair.
Oh.
No, it's not.
So that
He's
means
been raised.
I can't make a sneak attack in that case because I can't have disadvantage
He's
to do
a
that.
Death Knight now.
Fuck.
So, okay, point of order in that case. What did that happen before all of this?
Yeah, that happened
or
before.
like
You need to move 30 feet out of his range to avoid it.
Okay, cool. So, right, let me check that. Thermometer majig. Okay, I'll move in that case to here.
Yep.
Hide. Should I hide? Stealth roll.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. He has a
Comes out the other
perception of 16.
Well, that's 30 to stealth.
Yep.
So
Doesn't notice you
I'd
anymore.
then like to make a sneak attack. A sneak attack.
Yes.
All right. Come on, roll. Let's see what he's saying. Ooh, it's not looking great. That's a 14. Oh, with advantage because I'm hidden. So let's roll that again. That's looking much tastier. That's a 27 to hit.
27 does hit. Even adorned in the armor he wore during life, this your arrow finds a hole in it and just seems to go straight in, and you see kind of a bit of like the same fog kind of wisping out.
Nice. Sorry, I'm not connected because we changed thingy. I'll just re-roll that because I don't know what that calculated as. Hopefully this is linked. No, it's not linking. Don't give me a breakdown either. I can just roll that in the roller. So 3d6 plus 1d6 plus 6. Somewhere, everybody.
All right. It's him.
Total of 4d6 plus 6. Run it. That's 22 piercing damage.
22 piercing damage. Yeah, absolutely. As he kind of kicked to one side, and his dramatic reveal out the coffin is swiftly interrupted by Arvis.
And Arvis, with that, will be like, "Getting the fucking out of here!" Pull out his shield, which of course is it's really more like the door of like either a giant oven or like a cauldron or something. And he's going to retreat. So let me just check my movement quickly. So I went from like here to there, 10, 10. So I can move to like here basically. I'm gonna move to like just round to this edge of this post here, so hopefully out of view.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Wonderful. Pod, you're up.
Pod kind of like his cheery demeanor fades a little bit. Once again, confronted with undead, his least favorite thing. I did have an idea of what to do, but how much damage do you look like you just took from the last hit?
22. We took it all.
Yeah, no, I mean, as in like how much damage
Oh,
does it
I mean,
physically look like it did to him?
It's difficult to tell because obviously as kind of he turns around, there's like the bones of Sir Alistair, but also
Yeah.
the armor. But there's kind of like swirling mist. Like some of the mist has come out, but there's like trailed out. But it's difficult to tell the vitality of this creature.
I see.
It's more the enchantment and magic holding him in place you're hurting.
Does he look? Is he wielding any weapons?
He has a shield emblazoned with a set of scales and a long sword that is glowing slightly golden.
Can I Pod like kind of reach his hand out and then I want to cast Ray of Enfeeblement at him.
Okay, go ahead.
That was a 23 to hit.
If it does hit.
So like a black beam of very necrotic looking energy. You'll channel it into this creature to calm him down. Oh, look, I am anything but consistent.
So absolutely, as you kind of the rays pull out, and the body kind of the strength, the unnatural strength that previously possessed it, seems to falter as it almost hunkers down a little bit under the weight of its armor and shield, and seems a lot weaker than it did before.
Oh well, that's
Successful.
my turn. I can hold the bonus action to cast.
You can't hold a bonus action.
Okay, I won't hold a bonus action. I will just not use it because I don't want to use spell spell.
Okay, Quan, aka
Do I recognize the spell that Pod just used?
Yeah.
Can someone tell me as a player what that does? Like, what type of magic is it?
Oh, it's necromantic magic, but
It's
necromantic
necromantic.
magic is not inherently like healing word is necromantic magic. It's just a school.
I think healing word is actually it's
Cure
invocation.
wounds.
One of them is, but yeah.
Evocation. Okay. Which one is it?
Right, you can ask me about it later. We're in combat right now.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the guy.
It's better than I. Yeah, absolutely. As he kind of like leans out towards, like clearly getting ready to strike. Come on, you run in and you attack.
Okay.
It's a 2. Your next attack.
That's an 8. Does an 8 hit?
No. As you like swing in, kind of from an awkward sitting position, this time he manages to get a gauntleted hand up and just deflects your strike with it.
You know, shut the fuck up. That's a 17. Alright, fuck it. Bonus action, I want to divine smite this motherfucker with a cry of...
You've not asked it for 17 hits.
Are you fucking serious?
This time, the shield comes up and blocks the blow.
Oh my god. I finally roll something
Was I trying to hit
to fucking attack, and it doesn't fucking hit. Fuck you, man. Fine, I do nothing then. That's my turn.
He's got high air conditioning.
He's got pretty high air conditioning.
His turn. Stand up. Something within him seems to recognize something in Quan, and he's going to walk over to Casimir.
Wait.
He's going to make 3 attacks. Yep.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit. Very good. So absolutely, as the sword glows with radiant light and slams down, Casimir at the last second, put up your magic, and there is a shield there that kind of sparks off, and you're holding him, and he reaches back to slam it again. What's your AC with that? That's fine. Okay, that's 25. This time for it.
How is your
slams
AC
down.
higher than mine?
It gives him plus
Oh.
5.
That's
That is
OP.
okay. So this is going to do half damage because of the enfeeblement spell. So that's on slashing damage. That's 23, 11 points of damage, plus. Yeah,
No,
I
it's
rolled
half to
high.
11.
So it's 11 points of damage, and then this is also to 11. Sorry, yeah. So 7. Okay, so that's halved as well. So you take 14 points of damage from that. And then as you follow it up, as he tries to break through, he attempts to slam you with his shield with a shield bash attack. That's another 15 plus 10, so that one hits. But these also do half damage. That's 14, so 7 points of damage, but you must succeed on a DC 18 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Yes, you are.
Wait, what? Quan isn't here.
Yes, you are, within 10 feet of Aku's titties.
Nice,
Back.
Bucky. Yeah, Bucky's
I
like
have
level
lots of
18.
Oh, sorry, you
tasty
do have
We've got lots
sorry,
of
you
tasty
do
ones.
you have disadvantage on this though because of the aura of despair. Absolutely, quite like as the first strike going through, you kind of take a second to reel. It's not as much for the random enfeeblement. As you look up and the shield the tears like scales slam you in the face and you are dropped to the ground. Casimir, it's your turn.
It's merely a setback.
Oh, sorry. At the end of his turn, he's going to attempt to resist the ray of enfeeblement, which is a D20. Yeah, 18. He succeeds. For the purpose of this, yes, it's pillars in the room. Yeah, that's probably yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
You're
Does
muted, dude. Boomer.
straight on stream.
11?
Is that for the whole time? Oh shit. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You're muted. I think Jen misheard you, and you are in fact still muted.
How about that? Does that work? Yeah, I see the bar
Give it a
move.
second.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah. Fifth force lightning, green lightning, done.
Absolutely. As you pull on it, kind of scatters away, and the figure kind of, as it slams down, you disappear and just looks around a bit confused. It looks up for a second to get blasted in the face, and the whole body kind of shakes and begins smoking. It is going to use one of its legendary actions.
We
the end of your
hate
turn.
those.
I'm gonna move to the side. Also, we didn't put Mateus on, but he should have gone earlier.
Oh, well, do that now before this then, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be like this side, and he'll just make a little melee attack, which doesn't hit because that's a 14.
Okay, I'm going to attack. So what happens, and this is he kind of like clutches something, and the darkness or kind of aura around him begins to billow and becomes almost like condensed. And he casts darkness centered on himself, 20 feet around him. So if you are within 20 feet of him, which I think is only Quan right now, you cannot see. You are encased in magical darkness. You cannot see in and out, and everyone around it can't see him either. Obviously, you're up.
Sucks. Jesus. Jeez, dude. What does a guy do? Oh. I didn't take it. That's lame. Didn't take that spell. I was going to take Fairy Fire and light him up. Cool.
Does darkness count as total cover? Like for Witch Bolt, would this drop Witch Bolt? It doesn't have anything about you need to see the target.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't drop it. You have like this thing like going and connected to him. No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's more that if you attack him, you're at disadvantage, basically. If you were to attack.
Okay, DM. I can see that lightning bolt going into the darkness, and I kind of knew where he once was.
You can attempt to attack him. It will still have disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Cool. In that faith, I think I fill. What happens if I hide? Does that mean I gain unseen attacker, and then that neutralizes it?
It neutralizes it, but you still have disadvantage on the roll, I believe.
So that would mean I would make
Basically,
a
if you're
sneak
asking
attack,
if you have
but
sneak
I would still
attack,
make it a flat attack, normal
You
attack.
make a flat
Yeah.
roll, yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, I probably willeth, just hideth, and then so hide and then move into position here against this pillar, and
Okay.
Arvis is going to take out one of his vials of acid, sort of pause for a moment, just sort of size up where the location is, and throw a dash of that vial of acid at that motherfucker right there.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Cool. So I'd make it the same -1 as this. In fact, I can just equip. Where are you?
Huh?
So,
That has the same roll property. Cool.
what's your plus to hit?
That is a
Okay, obviously you miss. We'll do that in a second. Obviously you miss the 14 as you throw the violin and it just kind of clatters to the ground.
That's better. Fixed. Good. Okay, we're back.
Hello. Where are we? Where's my map gone? Ah,
So
here we are.
the
So,
combat overlay
Arvin.
breaks my stream every time almost. So basically, DM, if you never give us combat, this will never happen.
got it. Arvis's
Yeah.
vial skitters off to the thing, misses. Arvis, anything else you want to do with your turn?
yeah. I just retreated to a pillar further away, and yeah, I'm chilling there.
Pod, you're up.
Oh, good fun. So he's in darkness. I'm on the edge of darkness. Oh, I gotta step in. Feels bad.
You don't see him
If
except
I'm-
in the darkness.
I don't see him, so if I'm outside the
No.
darkness, can I see him?
No, you don't see him even if you step inside the darkness. It's not like an illusion. The whole area is filled with magical darkness.
Oh, of course. How many interesting spells I can use?
It's fog cloud, but you know, good.
Hmm?
I would actually say it's evil, Jamie.
Evil fog
It's
cloud.
kind of evil. It's kind of evil.
He's a tier paladin. He can't be evil.
Well, I'm already using concentration spells, so there's nothing I can do about that.
We'll go this round, then we'll have a break. A quick one.
Did you take any damage? Or
You took damage from Casimir and Arvis.
Casimir and Arvis, yeah?
Sir.
Just hit everyone. One action range area. Oh no, it's creature of your choice. Yeah, I guess I will. Can't really see anyone. That's kind of hard, man. How much damage have you taken, Luke?
50-ish?
Luke has taken 50 damage.
Taking 50
I
damage.
said,
I thought I was the one what took damage.
No, he's sorry. He's taken 50 damage.
The knight
I said
was
I
taking
asked
50
if Luke has taken damage.
Right. No, I've taken no damage, right?
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's
Sorry.
just me.
I think it's just you,
Cool.
yeah. And you only took a bit. I mean, I don't want to have my
20.
concentration broken. I don't have Warcaster, so I'm just gonna lob a cantrip at him. Attempt to toll the dead at him, which is he is missing some of his hit points, which means I think this is the damage roll, not the actually.
What's the name of the spell? Sorry.
Toll the dead.
Creature you can see bit on that? I don't know.
Creature. You point on a creature you can see.
Sag. Okay. Ain't shit all I can do then, because I can't see him. I got no AoEs. Wait, I guess. Just wait till people take damage. I haven't got anything. I'm out of gas.
All right,
I've done
Back.
nothing and I'm all out of gas.
Quan.
Tell
you're up.
me, DM, I cannot dispel magical darkness with daylight, can I?
The spell daylight level 3 you can do, yeah.
Yeah, you can. It does.
It does? But doesn't that depend on
Yeah.
the...
If any of the
the-
spell overlaps, yeah, if any of the spell overlaps with an area of darkness created by a spell, the spell that creates the darkness is dispelled.
Wow.
Damn.
Doesn't it matter what level?
Yeah, darkness
The
is a.
Darkness is level 2, daylight's level 3,
Darkness
so
is a second
daylight
level
wins
spell.
out.
Sorry, he has an upcast.
Mention to Eski, you could hold your action to make a range attack.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll hold Toll the Dead. And I already rolled the damage spell, just in case it hits.
Okay, well I guess
Oh, it's
I'll
a
do
save,
that.
actually. Sorry, so...
You're gonna cast daylight.
Yeah, with a bright beam of light and a yell into the darkness of be purged from this sacred place, foul abomination. I'm gonna cast daylight.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You
That
kind
did
of
not
thrust
sound
sword
confident.
through and into the darkness, letting out a valiant cry, and the sword erupts in flames, and the darkness swirls around, and you are all just left standing, and you see Quan standing there emitting the sphere of light and the slightly horrific but now seeable figure of Sir Alistair standing ahead in front of you, the reanimated Death Knight,
So Andu and Ren
who cowers slightly away from this.
I'm sorry, Eski, if that wasn't
It was
good
very
enough
cool.
for you.
It was very cool. It was a cool moment.
Okay, Pod, you can make a ranged attack, then it's his turn.
No, it's a save on his part. It's a Wiz 16 save.
With 16 save, sure. 26.
But he definitely saves then. Yeah.
Yeah,
does the
absolutely. As he
damage.
kind of like shrugs it off, it goes to his turn, and he's going to advance towards Quan, and he's going to make 3 attacks. This is the first one. I rolled a 3. That is a 13.
Get shit on, kid.
Nice.
Literally, as he slams down again, mirroring kind of what he did. This time, you use your kind of shoulder to slightly glance it off, no damage.
Does he step away
and-
from Mateus? Is he ready to take an attack of opportunity from the
Yeah,
the-
he can
the
take an
goat?
opportunity. Yeah, that's fine.
He doesn't take any damage because it misses. Never mind.
Okay. As Mateus slams on the back, it's not quite enough force. This still to this day solidly made plate mail is just not letting it through.
I actually don't know if he
no,
can hit an AC that high, unless it's
It's
an natural
19.
20.
He can roll over a 19.
It's hard because he takes stat penalties.
Oh shit.
I had a bonus action.
Okay, what'd you like to do?
Can I Wait, I swear I. Oh god, I'm so confused. Sorry. I swear I had. Never mind, I don't know anything. I thought I had. Oh, maybe I'm getting confused with my one-shot character. Never mind.
Does 21 hit you? One.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it does.
Okay. So that's 46. That is 13 points of slashing damage and 15 points of radiant damage.
You take radiant damage?
Well, I have something to tell you. I have resistance to both necrotic and radiant damage now the souls have left me.
Okay,
Whoa.
so you take half damage from that, so you take 7 points of damage.
Total?
So you take 13 plus 7, so you take 20 damage total.
Okay.
And then with the shield bash, which is next, that's a 2, so a 12 does not hit. So even after that, you kind of recover. He doesn't expect you to be on your feet after the blow, and you kind of meet your shield, his shield with yours. You kind of slam in, and there is kind of both of you seem to be locked in a battle of strength, and neither is winning at the moment. And that is Casimir. You're up next.
Well, this one's nice and easy because Witch Bolt is already on him, so I will just continue to do damage through it. So the green Force Lightning will pulse out of his fingertips and crackle and zoom straight from the guy, top of skull, to his little tippy bone toes. That is 30 points of damage! Christ almighty!
Hey,
All right.
Jesus. Absolutely. As you hold on, you're kind of zapping him away, and Quan, you see that, like, as he's touching you, feel the static electricity go from you, and he's kind of shaking in the armor. It's his legendary action, though. And he is going to use it to turn and point towards Casimir. Casimir, charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw!
And are you within range? Because this might be at disadvantage. It is at disadvantage. You are within 30
I was
feet.
moving back. I hadn't finished my turn, DM. I was moving back far.
Are you?
I wanted to be as far as I could be, but still in Witch Bolt line of sight. But we can say I was still in range at the time.
No, that's okay.
I
You
rolled a
can do what you want.
17 plus 3, so 20 total.
Is that with disadvantage?
Oh shit, wait, disadvantage? Oh,
You're
the
within-
disadvantage is the 30 feet, okay.
Yes.
13. Can I still throw bobs? No.
Okay, are you outside his range or not?
I hadn't finished my action. Don't worry about it. What's happening to me? Tell me.
Casimir, proof out of existence. You are banished.
Cool. Good stuff.
Go back to hell, thought.
As wordlessly from once the skull of Alistair, there is just a wire that mutters, and you find
Wait,
yourself
hang on. I'm
drifting.
fucking
through
stupid.
it.
Counterspell. Hello? I was looking at my reactions like, oh, I can't see.
You need to roll.
Bobs. Yes, I
You need
do.
to roll because it's a 4th level spell, so DC 14.
Is this disadvantage? 12 plus my int
no.
modifier, right? 17.
Yes. Okay, yeah. As he kind of wordlessly begins to attempt to cast banishment, you kind of the spell, you almost catch it as it almost hits your chest, and then this all and just disintegrates around you, and you manage to resist the effect. Oh, counter spell. You mark off a spell slot, banishment, and that, with Arvis up next, is where we will start next combat session after a 10-minute, 5-minute break, 10-minute break. Come
Wait.
back at 10-2.
He actually does take damage from Mateus. I've rolled a 19. I rolled 16 plus 3. He has a positive modifier. After all. takes 8 points.
Good to start. That's fine. 8 points of damage, sure. As he kind of slams towards Mateus, Mateus lets the armor out. Please all finish your turns and let me know if it's different or not before we move on. All right. See you guys in 10 minutes. 10 to 10.
All right. 10 to 10.
Okay.
Fair break. We're back and ready
Hello,
to
hello.
die.
Probably not in this fight. The group have triggered some spooky mist that has alerted and animated a risen paladin of Tyr, raised again as a death knight. They are fighting. Arvis, you're up first.
Okay. Point of order. Am I right in thinking that dispel magic? Counterspell the banishment.
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Cool. And we've got 1 in melee. Okay, play it safe. Do another little sneak attack. Sneaker. All right, cool. Let's move 15 feet. In fact. Okay, got to move to there. Arvis moves to there. I am not going to hide. I need to hide. I'm going to hide in the dim light before I get to the 30 feet. So I'll roll that now. For Stealth, that comes out as a 26 Stealth.
Yep, you're hitting.
So I'm going to make that attack with advantage. Is that correct? Advantage attack? Yeah. Not any reason I won't.
You do have advantage, yes.
That comes to be a 25 to hit.
25 does hit, yeah.
Cool. Let's just roll that damage roll again. It's forgotten it. Lovely. 4d6 plus 6.
Okay.
And that's come out as 19 piercing damage.
19 piercing damage. Do you have magical weapons? Just interestingly.
Yeah, this is a +1 weapon. It's got enchanted with
Absolutely.
artificer enchantment.
So again, as the creature is kind of turned towards Quan and seems to be engaged in this kind of strength test with their shields, you completely distracted. Your arrow pierces through some hole in their plate, and you again see the mist begin to escape.
Marvelous, and I'll move some extra feet in direction.
Pod, you're up.
Does it look like the mist goes in any particular direction when it escapes?
No, it just seems to be disappearing.
Oh, okay. Okay. In that case, how damaged is Mr. Casimir?
He's lost. He's on a scale of like 32 out of 51.
In that case, I'll use once again, just gonna hit him with the Toll of the Dead. So wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
16.
That is 5 plus. What's he got? 5 plus 8, so 13.
That fails. She takes. Allow me to. Oh shit! I clicked the wrong button. Give me a second. He takes 14 points of damage. And then I will cast just a single slot healing word for 7 points of healing on Casimir.
Okay.
You.
Sadly, as the necrotic energy flies from you towards him, it seems to have no effect. He is immune to necrotic damage.
Fine, I will take my 14 points of damage and take it elsewhere. That's my turn.
He is going to take the opportunity to cast Compelled Duel at the end of your turn. Targeting Casimir.
Compelled duel. Wait, that really fucks me up, I think, actually.
Please take a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. Is it disadvantage, or am I... No, I'm out of that. target range.
You are, yeah.
That is 14 total.
You fail.
Mhm.
On a failed save, the creature is drawn towards you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you. Must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. If it succeeds with saving throw, it doesn't restrict the target's moving. So it basically compels you to move towards it.
Okay, that's not so bad. But I can still use my action to keep Witch Bolt then, yeah? Even if I'm
Yes.
coming closer.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like you don't even need to cast a spell to compel Casimir into a duel. I think the minute someone's like, "You want to fight, mate?" He's like, "Yeah, I fucking do."
Quan, you're up.
Nah, I'd win.
Yeah, exactly. His smile just adopts this nasty little smack, and you almost hear, "Nah, I'd win."
I am going to attack it. And I am gonna 18 it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it hit?
Yep.
Sure? You don't sound sure?
18 hits.
You said it was 19 now, yeah.
He's using his shield. The shield adds +2.
What?
He's not currently got his shield on him, so it's lower.
I see. Alright, and the second one misses, so I will roll damage on the first attack.
Oh,
so
actually,
that-
you actually rolled a 19 anyway, because you're rolling +6 rather than +7.
Yeah, oops. 3. Oh, 7 points of damage.
7 points. Absolutely. As you attempt to almost like your shields meet and it doesn't quite work, and you seem to almost like drop it, you take the opportunity to take a step back and whirl round, and you cut straight across, and like armor is slightly dented in and pushed. However, the second strike as you go in, this time he meets it with your sword, and you both kind of stand there, you're kind of locked in another test of strength.
Divine Smite.
Roll for the damage. With an additional
Smite.
because you are hitting something that is undead.
Why are you saying nah? Esky.
Oh, it's a meme. Boy.
2d8. Oh no, I'm gonna use it second level, so 3d8. 3d8, 4d8 because it's undead.
Yes.
Nice. $15 points of damage.
Double because it's vulnerable to radiant, because the fact that undead aren't is silly. And as yours, this time, as you could think, this time you managed to swirl around again, and this third strike, we'll call it, even though it's divine strike on the first one, slams into the side, and you see Quan's blade ignite in kind of the same fire that this creature's does. However, this time there's like a silent scream that seems to emerge from its mouth as the fog and things just seem to erupt from it and kind of being disintegrated. It's still standing, but that hurt it. And as a result, there's nothing left on your turn. It is going to cast Destructive Wave.
Oh. Heck.
As it kind of takes its sword and plunges it into the ground downwards. That is each creature within 30 feet, which is everything except for Casimir. Must make a Constitution saving throw.
Guys, could it be I'm not in melee range as a wizard for once? I'm quite proud of myself. I will be next time.
Okay. So the DC is 16 for the con save. Arvis.
It was 5.
Pod. You're muted, I think. Yes.
You're muted, Boomer.
Fuck, I think it's a 17.
17.
But
Success.
I can't double check. Let me check.
And Quan and Mateus.
Oh shit! What about him?
14. 14's a fail. Mateus.
21.
Mateus succeeds. If you fail, you are knocked prone. If you fail, which I think is Quan and Arvis, you take 26 points of a combination of thunder and necrotic damage. Let me know if breakdown matters. If you succeed, you take half, so 13 to Mateus and Pod, and you guys aren't knocked prone.
Well, yeah, I'm resistant to necrotic, so.
Oh, yeah, so it's 15 points of necrotic damage, so you take 7, so you take 18 total.
Thank you.
I will use my Armor of Magical Strength, use one of its charges to prevent myself from falling prone.
Okay.
Mateus has 14 HP, so he survives with one hit.
He survives. Absolutely. As the kind of
He does this a
swirling
lot.
thunder necrotic energy of this weapon hitting the ground swirls out, some of you manage to kind of grin and bear it, the others you kind of blown away by the damage. Casimir, you're up.
He's compelled to come fight this guy, and I guess maybe he's having flashbacks to the Stormlands, throwing hands with Saul every day on the training grounds, and he just feels like some more of that. So he'll move in, but will also use action to continue to pulse the Witch Bolt as he slowly walks forward, like he is really LARPing a Sith Lord. Roll 3d12. Oh, well, that's a much worse roll than 30 points of damage. That's 12. 12 lightning damage.
12, what is that? Yeah, 30 to 12 is quite a trip. Absolutely. This
That's
time, as you kind of
swing.
you feel compelled, and the sparks aren't quite enough, and as you're kind of billowing away at the necrotic damage that's flowing through, not quite the same intensity, but you do maintain the spell. Anything else?
Would Misty stepping backwards count as upsetting compelled duel?
In the spirit of it, yes. In the letter, no. So, which one would you like to follow?
I'm a spiritual player. I'm a vibes-based player.
Okay. The vibe's saying yes, it would. So you can
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
make
yeah.
a wisdom saving throw if you want to avoid.
Yeah, it's not in the spirit, is it?
Arvis, you're up next.
Let's fucking do it, geezer. All right. This geezer, firstly, getting knocked in the teeth, right, like geezers don't. He's had enough of that. So, this geezer here, right, seeing his mate getting compelled to a duel and that, as you do, he's going to actually move in as well. Be like, I'm not going to let him all the fucking fun. So I move into good old 5 feet. So I'm in range, mate. I'm ready to do some damage, you know what I mean? He's got him with his little dagger. He's going to do a little ting here and there. So what I'm going to do is use my action, not to make a proper attack. I'm going to make a shove attack to push him prone. So that should be a contested athletics duel, if I'm correct.
It should be to shove him prone. That is his strength versus your.
It's
Athletics,
athletics contested, yeah.
You got plus 10. So he rolled a 13 because I rolled a natural 3.
Uh-huh. And I'm going to roll, and that rolls is a natural 9. It's a 19 overall.
Yeah, absolutely. As he's kind of standing there, sword invested in the ground, billowing energy flowing through, Casimir walking towards the thing, Arvis just saunters over and fucking shoves him, and he falls over, armor clattering on the ground as he falls prone at you guys' feet.
Casimir looks down and just...
I had enough for this bloke. And Arvis is going to pull out another vial of acid and make a 5-foot attack where I can just splash it
You
on
use
him.
your action to shove him, right?
Yes, but because I have fast hands, I can use
Okay, an
object,
item.
use the
sure.
object action as a bonus action.
Yeah.
That would be like I use the short bow, and that comes out as a not looking great. That's 12 to hit.
You do get advantage.
Oh wait, advantage. You're absolutely right because it's prawn. And that looks like it's looking much better. 26 to hit.
26 does hit.
All right, let's dump a little acid vial. 2d6 acid damage. Will it roll it? That's 9 acid damage.
9 acid damage, absolutely. He takes fully in the face as he kind of like slumps to the floor. You throw an acid bastard down. It kind of been corroding the armor, the bones underneath, but it is hurting.
And that's my turn. I'm probably going to move just within the range, but just 5 feet north.
Yes, 19. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Arvis moves out, and Pod, you're up.
I'm a very reactive player, it seems, so I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep. Oh wait, no, he's resistant. I thought I had. Oh wait, do I have an equivalent of this? Only for AoE. Don't waste my spell slots for no reason. I mean, I've still got channeling the what do you call it? The weakening thing. Ray of Enfeeblement is still active on him, so I don't want to break that.
No, it's broken. He succeeded.
Oh, did he? Oh shit. Okay, in that case, I can do another. Ha ha ha! You've opened me up to cast another spell, you fool.
Little did you know.
Little did you know.
My trap card.
I'm just gonna this little level 1. I'm gonna cast Bless on everybody.
Okay.
So everyone gets a bless. Everyone get blessed up. You all get a extra D4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
We love it.
There we go. And with my bonus action, I am going to. How rough is he looking?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to do anything. Just going to hold it. Just going to call that a day. God bless everyone. Including myself.
Everyone is now blessed. 1d4 to saving throws and to attack. Juan, you're up. He is prone. You have advantage on all attacks.
Excellent. Maybe I'll hit 1.
You have an extra D4.
And a D4 in addition.
We love a bless. I feel blessed. Okay. 24. Yeah, 24 to hit on attack 1.
24 hits.
No.
16 to hit.
How can you miss a prone target?
Shut the fuck up.
Go on, Cam.
Oh, wait. D4. Bless.
D4.
D4 bless.
Don't forget the D4.
Nice one, bro.
Nice.
Anyway, I hit an attack.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, this is why you get 2.
killing me.
How can you be bad at a chance-based game? I don't get it. And then, like, it's digital dice as well. Like, it's not like it's weighted or anything.
You just got like a bad roll seed. It's like Pokemon.
Your IV is just letting you down.
Lop it up. 2d6 plus 3, so that's 13.
Oh, rolls. Minus 13, absolutely. Anything else? Are you smiting or?
I could smite it, yes, I could smite it. 4d8, I'll do it second level again.
Nick.
24 points of dippus.
Doubles, 48. Absolutely. As he lays on the floor, having been pushed over by Arvis, Raven Feeble on him, Witchbolt on there, it is Quan who kind of like cuts off. You kind of slam down on the energy around the neck, and the mist kind of reacts to the sword and immediately scurries before kind of attempts one last push. And Quan, you need to like call on energy. Your sword ignites in flame, and you cut through it, and his head kind of goes down, cuts off, and there is the mist just seeps into nothingness around you, into the stones, and heavily breathing, you all stand there with the now decapitated corpse of Sir Alistair in front of you, and combat is over.
What? I thought we were dueling. Don't die before I even get here. Kind of sheaths his rapier, somewhat disappointed.
Arvis, sorry, go ahead.
No. Go on.
Okay, in that case, Arvis says,
Is he dead? How do we know he's dead? Hit him again.
Technically, he was already dead before we even started fighting.
He was
Well, now
undead.
is he dead? Dead?
Undead is
I guess we could say he's
technically-
dead, dead. Yes.
It's different to dead. Undead is a different state of being. He wasn't dead when we encountered undead.
He's undead.
Well, now he's dead, right?
He was dead, then he was undead, and now he's dead again.
It would appear he
No,
is.
no, no. We need terminology here, mates. If he's dead, he's dead. If he's undead, is he dead?
He's undead, he's undead. He was previously
He's
dead and then became undead. He is not dead.
And then he
when
became
is undead.
dead, but also not dead at the same time.
It's in the word undead. The un being quite critical. He's no longer dead.
Yes, but at the same time, you can't say anything that is alive is undead by definition.
Well, no,
I'm
you
not
have
undead.
Arvis
you have to
not
have
undead.
just literally takes a stab at the scroll, just like dagger in hand, just fucking.
Fine, you
Can't work
probably
it out.
consider this quite
That one.
blasphemous.
Wait, sorry, what did you do?
So-
Knifed the skull on the floor as Arvis is unsure that if
Is
it's
dead or
not.
is not?
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and stop that. He's gonna put out his hand and try and stop Arvis from putting the knife in the skull. Arvis,
Arvis stops and looks up.
what are you doing? This is desecration.
Mate, desecration. He's fucking desecrating himself walking around like that. We needs to make sure he's dead.
Well, also, I want to know. Can I take a look around the tomb? I mean, I guess necromancers or outside intervention might not necessarily have left traces or evidence, but I want to try look to see if there's something that would help me discern as what put Sir Alistair in this state.
Now having a closer look around, there is evidence, be they kind of slight burn marks, a couple of runes inscribed in Sir Alistair's tomb that indicate necromantic magic was cast here.
He's going to point this out and maybe go into unnecessary detail about what each rune is and what it does. And can one draw any conclusions about how strong a necromancer has to be to do this?
Yeah, so you would recognize that, like, raising a servant of Tyr, justice, like in this particular way, the term is Death Knight, and it requires a necromancer of quite some prestige and power. This is a powerful undead servant, and to corrupt something of this nature requires more necromantic magic than simply raising somebody to do your bidding. This was a good creature, well, a good residual creature turned and bent and almost twisted to an evil purpose.
This, the necromancer that did this, he's on par with me. I mean, to have raised a servant of Tyr in Tyr's hallowed halls, he has to be quite talented. So we're dealing with someone really quite capable. I'd love to meet them. Maybe we could compare notes. I don't know, maybe I was sleepwalking last night.
Well, I'm extremely glad to hear that should we come across them, you will be an even match. I'm glad we can depend on you, Casimir.
You can more than depend on me. Anyway,
Might
maybe we want to stuff him back in his tomb. I imagine you don't want to just leave him here, do you?
Can I cast Gentle Repose on the corpse?
You can indeed, yes. As you see,
Yeah, a ritual cast
over
Gentle
time,
Repose.
begin to care and magically care for the tomb, the remaining body.
DM. That's got to be an inspiration point for the grave cleric there. 100%. That's just fucking. That's so on.
I can be easily convinced. Indeed, probably inspiration for the roleplay.
Respect.
Inside the
in-
tomb, as you do it, but there are a couple of items. There's a roundabout scroll which is frighteningly well preserved. There is an amulet. And of course, there is the armor and sword he has. Whether or not plundering a tomb of Tyr is what you would perhaps wish to do is up to the party.
I mean, are these the items that we were asked to find? They weren't, right?
No, they are not,
these are
no.
off the corpse.
Well, I mean, what does the scroll say, DM? What is it?
It is an ancient scroll that contains a detailed account of Sir Alistair's most notable acts of bravery and mercy.
Boring. He maybe reads some of it excitedly, chucks it back in the tomb, rolling
It
his
is
eyes.
magical.
Oh, he picks it back up.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on,
Reading
I
the
wasn't
scroll-
done with that.
Reading the scroll gives you advantage on history checks related to ancient wars.
How long?
While you still have it.
Oh, I see.
No, I think he gets
That's
bored
good,
again and rolls his eyes and like pushes it into Quan's hands and is like, "No, I don't want to read about Sir Alistair's wars after all. You can have this."
This was in his tomb, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna carefully put it back in.
Understandable.
And before anyone gets sticky fingers, attempt to close the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. For somebody as strong as you, it's not a problem. You kind of begin to put his body back together, slide over, his glowing sword next to him, his armor intact, his amulet unstolen, and his scroll not taken.
Yeah, we fucked up, bro. We fucked up. What?
Pointedly,
The
Casimir just
armor-
asks, "I wonder what his amulet did. It looked quite nice." Oh well, I suppose the lid is on the tomb now. It's all over for us. Oh, if only it might save our lives in the future. We'll never know.
Was probably for the best, honourable thing to do, isn't it? Right.
I'm so glad you agree, Arvis.
It's definitely the honourable thing to do.
Hmm.
Mhm. Grave robbing is generally considered pretty bad.
Dim, are there any
Don't do it.
Are there any more open sarcophagi, whatever, in this room?
There's a few opened. Some are still sealed. Roll a investigation check.
That was a bit shit, but I have big on this, so 14 total.
Are you looking for someone to attempt to resurrect?
Yeah, I want to look for someone less impressive than Sir Alistair, because I feel like I can't quite manage the CR of a Death Knight, but something better than Mateus anyway.
Okay. You can certainly find various judges, magisters, guardsmen, lieutenants who you can attempt to open their tombs if Quan allows it. I'm gonna say you absolutely can find a body to raise, but this is going to be on Quan.
Yeah, I feel like maybe off to the side you see Casimir really tragically trying to push against the lid of a tomb without much explanation. And he's really struggling with it. He clearly can't do it.
Juan walks over calmly and with seemingly zero effort sort of puts his hand over Casimir, looks at him and starts pushing it closed again and says, "Yes, this doesn't seem like the best idea."
Well, maybe Tyr's servants would like to help us restore Tyr's hallowed halls back to the way they should be. Perhaps they would love to serve their god after death.
I think perhaps Tyr's servants deserve rest and would like not to be, and he like gestures at
Hey,
what.
I shall respect your wishes for now, Quan, but for the record, should I die, I will eventually, but not for a very long time. I would love to be resurrected in order to continue doing what I want to do. They might so wish to. Why do we always assume necromancy is something people don't want? I'd love it. He just sort of.
Emily is quite frowned upon by most of the gods.
I don't know why. I really don't understand. Isn't it just practical?
I mean, you know, war could be practical to some. If you're called Abaddon. Doesn't mean
Well,
it's good. No?
Sure, but I mean, bones are bones. You don't need them anymore. Souls leave, and there's just some bones.
Do I have any indication of like any kind of teaching on how Tia specifically feels about any
Raising
kind
the
of
dead.
necromancy?
I'd say that like the raising of those who, in some kind of, make a religion check. Whilst I also think about exactly how to answer this question based on your answer.
Okay.
Hopefully you roll a 1 and I don't have to answer this question.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. Is it equitable, DM? Because something,
Isn't
the justice of the grave. Yeah.
Isn't death the true
Equalizer.
Equalizer?
16? Yeah. It's not great, I'll be honest. So
Why?
raising those against their wishes, raising those who whose rest and time has passed, certainly desecrating tombs is not ideal. Tia is not necessarily against it, other than it is not possible, in theory, for those who are called back to give consent. Those who are called back are often placed under rulership and command, and are slaves to the will of those who are summoning. Therefore, it is not justice. It is not fair.
It's the master of consent is king.
Should you revivify or revise somebody who can then opt to choose to continue, or have their own free will or volition chooses to help, that's a different matter. But often, necromancy is not only the animation, it is the enslavement of said creature.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Quan doesn't move his hand. He just looks at Casimir, like until Casimir moves away from the crypt.
He did it fairly quickly. I don't think he needs like too much pushing. When
Okay.
Quan is firmly like
Sure.
no, like a naughty child, he kind of just wanders off muttering grumpily.
I mean, he's kind of being petulant, right? Because regardless of what you think of necromancy, like, you know it's pretty fucking rude to raise somebody in a temple.
Just the principle of it, really.
Or, sorry, like a holy place. Like,
I think he fundamentally, like... I think he has a pretty, like, stubborn view on this one, where he can't see what is actually so bad about it in the way that he practices. Because he talks about it as though, like, well, the soul's gone, it's a bunch of bones, it's like a bunch of rocks, you know? What's different from a bunch of bones to a stone golem, you know? And if it's someone that doesn't want to be there, you should pop them back, and then, you know. But if they do want to be there, then great, sick. So I think that's, like, generally the views he's expressed to you, where, like, the blanket ban on necromancy is something that he doesn't get.
but Casimir has specifically shown that he doesn't give a shit about the dead that he commands, because, okay, sure, what's his face wasn't necessarily Casimir's plan, but he still orders him to do his bidding, right?
Oh yeah,
So
he seems to feel
shown,
he feels zero remorse on Mateus, absolutely.
right? So, like, with his actions, he's shown that that's not the case, and that he doesn't really care about the morality of it from that standpoint.
Yeah, insofar as that case with Mateus that you've seen, yeah. But that's probably really the only time. Yeah, I don't know. I think in general he quite often protests, like, the general ban on necromancy, and he's quite like, but there is a way you could do it. It doesn't make any sense to him. It feels a bit like I won't draw a real world parallel because that's useless. It's fantasy magic and that just never works.
You know, it's like when people in prisons get given jobs that they can't technically say no to, but you know.
No. Anyway, yes. Leaving room, can we? DM, hello, Mister.
You can indeed leave the room. You go to the next room, and this room is a lot plainer than some of the others. Seems to be more tradition. And this is where, looking down as you approach it, you see bodies on the floor. 5 of them.
How fresh do these bodies look?
It's weird. You turn them over, and you imagine that these would be fresh bodies, except that it looks like their eyes have been burnt out and their bodies have been drained of all moisture. See that there's a kind of middle-aged human. Front would have been hair was already grey, kind of wearing well-worn robes of white and blue, colors of tear, holy symbol, kind of clutched in the hand that is now kind of permanently crushed around it. There's a tall half-elf, kind of wearing plate armor, dented and bloodstained. A smaller elf, kind of hair in braids. All of them bearing this kind of affliction or presumably method of death.
If I know how to cast the blight spell, would I recognize this as potentially the outcome of a blight spell?
You would. You would indeed.
God, my character's just so wise. I don't know what to say. Pod leans down and he looks at them and he goes, he kind of like scrunches his nose a little bit. That kind of turns the face back and forth. We definitely have a necromancer on our hands.
Really?
Yeah, this was blood. I don't know
Well,
if you're familiar with that one.
blight. I know of it, but I don't have it in my kind of waves his little spell book around.
Well,
These
you know,
look like our
it's how you like
missing-
reverse life on someone. You like take the life force out of them,
desiccate.
move
them.
it somewhere else. Yeah, basically, if you did it on a tree, it would almost look like it had died ages ago.
Could one of you make, what would this be? A general investigation check?
Guess I'll be looking at them closely. 18.
18. Yeah, there's like something you look at this. It's almost like a battle formation. Like the way they've fallen, they clearly haven't been moved. So whatever did this just kind of moved on afterwards. But you can clearly see, fighters or paladins up front, clerics in the back. They clearly were like charging or attempting to move towards something that did this to them and went away without seemingly caring.
Well, they fought something and lost, and are left here.
Are they facing towards the way that we're going then? Implying that the thing that... Well, then that implies that the thing was there before them, or...
Yes.
Like they weren't defending the place from it,
They were
right?
not defending,
they showed up.
They were making their way further down.
Alright, I guess Pod would
And
relay this
if
information.
so your minds perhaps come to 2 conclusions. Given that the area you've just come from had Sir Alistair, something left and made that and decided to do nothing with these bodies, or the thing is still here and for some reason erected another defense. So there's 2 possibilities. It's left, Sir Alistair was the defense. There might be further stuff down, but it's gone. Or it's still here, but for some reason it chose to make Sir Alistair afterwards.
Casimir relays these 2 possibilities because, intelligent, he can think of these things in the spur of the moment in a way that Clued the player cannot. Kind of strokes his chin and he says, "Well, it would seem safest to assume that whatever did this is error. We want more context. I can, of course, pop one of these fellows back up. So in light
Would
of
they
our
still
most...
look like that?
Yes. Although I am working on something where I can sort of paint the life back into them, as it were. I'm not quite there yet. It's a little troublesome. It's sort of imbuing what I do.
I think
with
I'm working on a
feeling.
similar thing. It's just kind of, more of a permanent solution.
No, I can't quite do that, actually. Alas.
Hmm.
But of course, have to.
I mean, he kind of like taps his like chin for a second. He's like, and he looks over at Quan and he kind of like makes a really kind of slightly pained face. He's like, look, if you were to promise that you would let them go back to being dead, and you're not going to tell them what to do, just ask them a few questions, then maybe for like 5 minutes at most. 5 minutes at most, no more.
Well, I could just simply ask them if they would like to be returned and avenge their own death or not.
Actually, I've speak with the dead, don't I? And I keep forgetting to use it. Do you have that as well, Casimir, or is it? Yeah.
No, because it's like, that's what, 3-5 questions and, my feature. My feature
Yeah,
slot.
is a lot more accurate and granular than 5 questions. He's like, all right, let me try something first, and he kind of like puts his hands together, concentrates, opens his eyes, and they go very like spectral green as the corpse almost like shows minor signs of life as it is as Speak with Dead is cast on the corpse.
Okay, what are you asking?
I don't really think this far ahead. Who did this to you?
The corpse. Which one are you asking?
I guess whichever one I'd be closest to. It wouldn't exactly be like unless there's one that looks like a kind of commander of the group. Or
Yeah,
he
probably
would just
like the
be
furthest
the
forward. That's
closest.
fine. The one wearing kind
Yeah.
of armor and something. A floating
Yeah.
figure off in
A
the
floating what?
distance. A floating hooded figure off in the distance. Skin stretched across a skull. Raised a skeletal hand towards us, and the next thing I felt was pain.
It's not very nice. That must have hurt. Sorry about that. He said. I don't think any of
That's a
those counts as
question you can.
questions. I don't think any of those counts as questions. I mean,
No.
except for the kind of the accent adding the kind of inflection at the end. I guess I could let you interpret that as whether the corpse would consider that a question. It's just platitudes. It's just. Okay then. I only get to ask 5 questions, and I just did one. Anything else that we should ask it?
Its capabilities. You could ask if they want to avenge their own death and have a more serious conversation.
You know what? This answers that consent question. Theoretically, he does the corpse like very matter of fact. Theoretically, if you were to be temporarily raised from the dead, would you find that abhorrent or a great opportunity to potentially avenge your own death and your friend's death?
I would see my mission through.
Well, you know what? If he said it, then I feel kind of bad for saying that. It can't happen, you know? He
Well,
turns back to the corpse. He goes, "Are you sure?"
A cleric of Tyr is always sure.
Wow, what a baller. We've still got 2 more questions, Pod, so I don't want it to interfere with my magic in any way, so ask something, anything.
Ask him about gold. Ask him if there's any gold here.
I'm not going to ask him if there's any gold here. That's rude. Don't ask him if there's gold here. We're not going to. Even if there was
Why
gold here,
not?
we
We
wouldn't
use
take
gold,
it.
mate.
Obviously,
Gold,
he says, looking over at Quan.
Ask him what he did with the cat.
What did you guys do with the cat?
We refused, as is right.
Good move. That would explain why you got this far, actually. Of course they refused to kill the cat. Like, there's literally no other option, otherwise they wouldn't be here, wouldn't
I
they?
have nothing I
That
want
was-
to know from these people arbitrarily at this point. We'll have a real conversation. Ask him what his favourite colour is.
Oh, no. Who are you? What's your name?
What? As Pod is saying that, Coin is gonna just like put his hand over his mouth as he just like rambles on. Out of interest, what was your relationship with, and I forget the name of the woman that sent us on this journey? I want to have some kind of idea. Thanks.
Hi, Canoness Esmeralda.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Was it?
Esmeralda.
Was it actually?
Yes. Yes, it was. I
Keen
can't else
mind.
separate.
Damn, this is what that high
The
end is.
Esmeralda Stone.
So, high-ranking official met her once before this mission.
Yeah.
Well,
Shit,
that's
we're
it.
out of
We're out
questions.
of gas. I guess, yeah, no further questions.
So like we weren't doubting it before, but now we know that it is likely just a bunch of people that went on a trip to retrieve relics, and she was just a woman, right? Like, we don't feel bad about that.
Did you say just a woman?
Yeah, just a woman.
Just a woman.
She's just a woman. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What, as in, like, she has no ulterior motives?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't think our insight checks brought up anything sussy or anything, but like,
No.
I don't know, she's kind of a bitch, so I was a bit suspicious of.
I mean, she
She's
wants
just a
these
bit of a
artifacts
bitch.
to wage war against Dominus, not Abaddon.
Yeah,
right?
she didn't say as to why she wants the artifacts, but we just did assume
she
that
lied
it
to
was
you.
to start war.
They are tools of war, yeah.
Yeah,
you
she,
got the
she
sense
lied
these
about
aren't-
what we're going to do with them, yeah.
Yeah, I think a history check or something revealed that these aren't used as a ritual as part of remembering
Yeah.
those who died during the War of Shame. These are brought forth for war.
And we know they're planning
We
a
know
war
she's
on
lying about
Dominus,
that, but,
which is
like,
naughty.
These guys probably were sent on a legitimate mission to retrieve them.
They
and
probably
whatever
think
happened in here was
they're-
not expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also low-key kind of hoping he was like her secret lover or something. And
Yeah, they met once, but for what?
I doubt it.
Oh, sorry.
Definitely
Also,
done,
he
huh?
said he just like resurrects quickly to say "we banging" and like.
When the for what question is left hanging, Casimir immediately stretches his hand out and pours in a hit dice to resurrect with the consent of the corpse to continue its mission. And kind of hopefully looks up and says,
But it gave consent.
"So what did you and Esmeralda do then?" Continue.
Okay, as the corpse breath kind of sucks back in, there's a little bit of life back in the eyes. Mateus is gone, by the way, at this point. As
He
vanishes
doesn't
behind
even
you.
spare a thought, yeah.
He kind of kneels down, clutches the thing, turning to you with it seems to be middle-aged, kind of silver scale, still around. I don't understand the question.
Do you remember what we just asked you? Hello, by the way, we are everyone. Welcome to your second chance at life to continue your mission to retrieve Tyr's things.
And kind of looks down. Brother Aemon Thalor.
You've died. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All of you
Just
died.
clear.
It didn't look very
Kind of like takes a second, and I thought I'd be less calm.
What, being dead or currently?
Being pulled back.
Well, okay.
Just another
I guess
Harmon's Day.
in all honesty, and I myself am a cleric of Killenvor, so this is a let's just say kind of murky territory for me. You haven't been truly resurrected. You are still in almost a state of kind of half death, and at the end of this, you will die again.
I'm afraid it's only temporary. I wish I could do better, but I
I
can't.
don't know, guys. I feel like we shouldn't have told him that last bit. That just seems a bit harsh.
Many.
He should know. He has a right to know.
Is there to finish his mission?
And if at any point that you're not happy with any of that, just let us know, and we'll.
I do not remember being asked, but few are given an opportunity for justice. I will see
That's
if
the
done
spirit.
there.
So,
Fantastic. You're
come-
making me feel better about this already.
can we talk more about your hooded floating assailant? You told us that much. We used to speak with Dad to confirm you're all right with this whole popping up situation. What happened exactly?
There were several of them towards the end, and points towards the door. They must have heard us coming. They seemed prepared. I think there were 5 in total. 4, I couldn't make out much in the shadows, but 1 clearly hovered above. It's him who turned.
And did you all meet your ends on the day that you came down here? And also, DM, how long ago? A few days? How long?
Yeah, a few days. I believe. I'll check men's sheet, but 3 days ago, whatever that date is.
Yeah.
And 3 days ago, yes. My compatriots.
When you came in, do you recall Sir Alistair in the previous room being a big armoured zombie? Mist? Scary, spooky mist? Yes, no?
No. This was the first sign we saw of anything wrong.
Alright. So it's possible they're still here, or they just left defences to hide where they're done down here. How much further
I
is
think
it?
if
Do you
they'd left,
know?
we would know, no?
Indeed.
I believe there are 2 more chambers.
Alright.
1 trial, and then the room that houses the relics.
Did you get a sense for what your assailants were after?
I didn't see anything they were holding that I recognized. The central figure was emblazoned with jewels sewn into his skin. They glinted in what little light we brought down here.
Jewels in his skin, all over his body.
I saw some on his hand and his head.
What colours were the jewels, mate? What colours were they?
Green, red. Predominantly those 2.
Ring any bells? Any public figures or famous folks? Or folklore?
History check.
History check.
History.
That's my mod.
DM,
Efficient.
can I make a history check with advantage as somebody who has proficiency in jeweler's tools?
Sure.
16 for me.
See?
Ooh, yikes, 14 for me.
14. You will both know that some jewels are associated with some schools of magic, and that they are in some way either storing or emboldening or empowering those spells. Ruby for vigor, no. And in some way you
Emerald
will
for
need
insight.
those spells. Emeralds, as you well know, with the 16 are associated with storing, harnessing, and empowering necromantic magic. You cannot remember, however, though, red rubies.
You know, I'm really sure it's quite a crucial thing I should know, but I actually, for the life of me, can't remember what rubies do in my craft.
So, according to this, a check to see what rubies would do, grant you knowledge about reputed mystical uses of gems, is an Arcana check.
Yeah. Did I ask for history?
You did.
did ask for history.
Yeah, that maybe that's a historical specificity.
I know. So you asked me whether
of
or
it.
not there were. So you asked me whether or not there was any historical figures or
Yeah,
current
yeah,
things.
yeah.
The question was different. Perhaps I shouldn't have given you that. If you wanted to roll an Arcana check, that's separate. There's no one you recognise that matches this description.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, include if your character was unsure about the nature of rubies and what they're used for, they could make an Arcana check. And you could, I don't know, maybe I could use the help action to give advantage with the proficiency in jeweler's tools.
Sure.
Okay, all right. So he's kind of stroking his chin like, emeralds were something storing power. See, this is what happens when you don't have a teacher and you make it up as you go along. You actually don't know shit. I pretend like I know shit, but I really have no idea. I rolled a natural 1 and a 17, so thank you for that advantage. So the total on the 17 plus 8 is 25. Rubies, red, blood. Oh, that's no, it's not that, is it?
Evocation.
Explain that to me. Human.
Okay.
Blasting.
What if it has something
Is
to do
that,
with
is that
evocation?
blasting? Is that blasting?
Yes,
Is that destruction?
that is blasting. Yes.
Yeah, fireballs.
Your focus on
and
study that creates
shit.
powerful elemental effect.
Right, yeah, fireballs and shit. This is what I mean. No teacher. Any wizard that went to wizard school would know that, but I didn't go to wizard school. I just stole scrolls from nobles. Okay. So he's going to kill us quickly.
Elemental necromantic magic person.
Whoever he is, I assume he's a denizen of the City of the Dead. Out to steal Tyr's things for some reason. Any idea why? Asks the paladin.
He did not speak. But many seek the relics and plunder this tomb.
And now?
Try.
Well, probably can't puzzle it out without just asking ourselves, I imagine. What do you say, folk? Do you feel well equipped to go fight a, undead gem man and his goons?
I'm ready.
Legend.
Kind of is.
Do you know who it reminds me of? What's that fucking geezer from Game of Thrones? Like, he was one of the King's Guard. Old dude with like white beard, and I feel like he
Barristan son.
Barristan?
is it. Yes,
Sir
Barristan
Barristan
Selmy. He's giving those kind of vibes. That's the one. Yeah.
As if you know his full names. Barristan Selmy. I
Selmy.
didn't know his name was Barristan
So
Selmy.
deep into Game of Thrones when it was
Right.
big.
The second
And
greatest
I have
swordsman in
grieved.
Westeros.
I have grieved. I was such a book nerd. I read all of them. I used to be on forums.
Sorry
Don't
to
even-
hear that.
Don't
Bomb
go
of
there.
Ice
That's why I heard so
and
much.
Straight Fire.
Because it was real, Esky.
It was so real.
Fuck
And
off.
then D&D happened, and honestly, I'll never forgive them.
Is there anything else in this room that might give us a clue as to what we're up against, or is this very much a chamber and then trials await? Ron, DM.
Chamber. This is a pit stop, as it were, or at least a fairly unremarked room connecting the halls of the honored and further trials.
And we don't see like further signs of battle, and if we like interrogate Mr. Paladin some more or just chat with him, do we get a sense for the general capabilities of the goons? Do we know like can we try to like just get a sense for what we're up against?
You could make investigation checks to attempt to survey the surrounding area. I mean, you know what spell was cast, you know what killed them, you know who killed them. There's probably relatively little left to ascertain.
Okay, yeah, fair. I didn't roll particularly high. It was 7 plus.
No, you don't know.
Okay, well, I think we have what we can get from this. Oh, in case you get disintegrated immediately in the upcoming battle, what do you want us to do with your group, your allies, whatever's left of you?
Each of them. These tombs are holy to Tyr. Beyond an honor that any of us deserved to be entombed here, merely ask those who are better equipped to make the decision where our bodies should rest.
I mean, it's very serious. We could put you in a nice shiny tier tomb if you like. We won't tell anyone. Send you back to your family.
I did not earn it. Perhaps after this I shall.
Casimir just nods solemnly and just maybe like leans into Arvis and is like, they're so fucking serious. Can you believe this? But, you know, he says it quietly.
Kind of their thing, you know? They're quite serious about their, you know, religion. That's what paladins are like. That's what they do.
Interesting.
Like Quan, he's a very serious individual.
But Quan is more fun. I feel like he's a little, I mean, he's very serious, but it's also, you know, he doesn't solemn.
Yeah, I reckon this bloke's done something terrible in his past life, mate. And he's trying to atone for that.
Very good point.
I've done
Yeah.
nothing of the sort.
We're saying this quietly, DM. This is like a huddle to the side.
Are you
Right.
done huddling?
You think there's background noise in a tomb? Like, what? You think there's like a nice ambience that's gonna be hiding what you're saying? It's large and echoey, and you can hear it.
So,
Yeah,
with
I would
you
only
now
speak
equipped,
syllables of each drip of water.
with you now equipped with your friendly NPC and the some trials of what's to come ahead of you aware, we will leave it there, but hopefully for 2 weeks from now, where Ben/Mercy will be back and actively taking part in the conversations and also the combat. Thank you everyone for watching. Good luck with Tombs, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Happy birthday, Clued.
I'm gonna be
Goodbye.
30 next time we stream, guys. Don't worry, I'll use a filter so
Yeah, it happens all the
you won't
rest of
see
us.
my wrinkles. It will be fine. Okay, goodbye.